Boxing truth here. Demetrius Andrade is gunning for Erislandy Lara in what will be a very significant fight in 154-pound weight class. Demetrius Andrade right now is playing the waiting game. Right now he's the second mandatory to Charlo for his WBC strap, but he has to wait a long time before he gets his mandated shot with that organization. So we're talking about maybe early next year until that mandatory fight is enforced by the WBC. So it's going to be a long time for Demetrius Andrade waiting for a title shot. So he's going to see if he can get a title shot with another organization to see if anyone wants to come see him at 154 and defend his strap against him. So he's looking at the number one guy in the division, or at least he's regarded on paper as the number one guy at 154, and that's Erislandy Lara. And Andrade's team and his co-promoters are going to pitch the idea to Showtime to see if they'd be interested in a potential fight between Erislandy Lara and Demetrius Andrade. Now, I'm pretty sure Showtime would have interest. It would be a more significant fight compared to Andrade just fighting a Charlo brother. As Lara is, he's fought bigger names. He's been on bigger platforms, and it will be a more significant fight compared to a Charlo brother right now, since Charlo's just won a vacant strap. And right now, Erislandy Lara is regarded as a super champion for the WBA. However, I have pretty much zero confidence that Lara and Heyman and his team will bite and take that fight with Demetrius Andrade, because it makes zero sense for them, probably. Simply because Andrade doesn't bring a belt. He's a threat. He's dangerous. He's coming off a very good win. I mean, he impressed me the most out of all the 54-pounders that were recently showcased on the Showtime network. And I just don't see Erislandy Lara wanting any parts of Boo Boo Andrade in the near future or ever, unless Andrade picks up a strap and makes the fight more enticing for Lara to take. I mean, Lara, he just gives me the impression from his statements to the media, to the boxing press, that he just simply wants a payday and just simply retire. That's why he's been calling out GGG, even though deep down I believe he knows he'll get his ass whooped by GGG, but he wants the payday, because this is what he's been saying to the press. He wants money. He wants the biggest money fight in order to take care of his family, in order to feed the mouths that he has to feed. So it doesn't matter if he wins, loses, or draws. He just wants a payday. And Demetrius Andrade is not the biggest payday out there for Erislandy Lara. The paydays out there are a Canelo rematch and a Gennady Golovkin fight. But he's not really doing much to try to make those fights happen, especially in the case of a Golovkin fight. He's not even considering moving up to middleweight and become a mandatory to one of his straps. No, he wants to stay at 154 because that's what he is. He's a 154-pounder. He's not a middleweight. He doesn't balloon up in weight following the weigh-ins. He's simply a middleweight. The guy weighs in at 160 on fight night following a weigh-ins in the most recent fight against Martirosyan. So he's not going to move up. He's going to stay at 54. He won't fight the Charlo brothers. He's possibly not going to fight Andrade because he doesn't have a strap and he's not the biggest fight out there for him. So what the hell is Erislandy Lara going to do? Pretty much doing what he's been doing. Taking safe fights, calling out GGG for promotion, and then he fights faded no-hopers and welterweights like John Zavik, or getting a fight against a pointless rematch with Martirosyan, pretty much knowing that the decision was going to be his even before the fight was announced, before the decision was announced, already putting the world title around his waist way before the decision was announced with Martirosyan. A fight I don't believe he even won. It's debatable. But it's going to be tough for Andrade to get that fight. It's just, mean, I get it. He wants a title shot next, but I don't think Lara is really going to be that interested in taking that fight. It's a big risk, not much reward. Andrade doesn't bring any hardware, no belts. It's not a unification fight. So Lara's going to be content just taking, a path of least resistance, take safe fights for decent paydays, and hope maybe one day he can get a Golovkin fight to cash out, and then he'll retire and he'll be good. He'll be set for life once he gets a big payday to secure his family and all that stuff. But Andrade's going to have to look elsewhere for opportunities in the division, since he's going to be playing the waiting game with the WBC. He can't go after Jamal Charlo because he has a mandatory obligation. Also, he has to decide whether he wants to move up or stay at 154. So that's out of the picture. So maybe a Liam Smith. Why not? Why not see if Liam Smith wants to fight? I mean, that was his old belt. That was the WBO belt that was stripped from him, and Liam Smith picked up by defeating John Thompson and for the vacant strap that was previously owned by Demetrius Andrade. So why not try to get a fight with him, regain your old strap, and then you'll be in better position at the negotiating table. Also, you'll bring more value to the table. Have other 54-pounders be more interested in fighting you. Because if you don't have a strap, you're going to have to enforce mandatories. Because otherwise, these dudes ain't going to fight you. Especially not no Erislandy Lara. He doesn't give the impression that he would. He doesn't have to fight Andrade. Andrade's rated by the WBA, but he's not a mandatory. He's not a fight that he has to take. It's just a fight that's just being thrown out there. But I have zero confidence that it's going to get made. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do you think Lara wants any part of Demetrius Andrade? Would he take up the challenge? Do you think Lara is just willingly just take this fight, considering that Andrade doesn't bring a belt and is a big threat? And I think Andrade at this stage right now, at the stage of Lara's career, and at the stage of Andrade where they're at right now, I got Andrade winning that fight. I think he trashes Erislandy Lara. And yeah, I know they fought once before in the amateurs a long ass time ago when Andrade was a teenager, but I don't consider a 9-4 decision a schooling, especially when it comes to Olympic style rules where all you have to do is land the white portion of the glove. Doesn't even matter how hard you hit the guy. It can be a little slap and it counted as a point. So I don't care that Lara has a points win in an Olympic-style amateur system that was very flawed and really doesn't really tell the whole truth of what really happened when it comes to an actual fights that are fought within those rules. But right now in the professional game, I think Andrade would trash Erislandy Lara. But y'all let me know what y'all think. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.